Did you know there are people who celebrate when things don't go your way? They're the ones who smile when you stumble, who take pleasure in seeing you stuck, and who, without saying a word, wish for your failure. But what they don't realize is that there's a simple ingredient, probably sitting in your kitchen right now, that can completely change the flow of energy around you when placed in the right spots in your home. Today, we're not diving into complicated rituals or impossible ceremonies. Instead, we're going to discover 3 strategic areas in your home where vinegar becomes your best ally for cutting negativity, protecting your finances, and finally opening the doors to the prosperity you've been waiting for. And please don't leave just yet, because at the end, I'll share the most common mistake people make when using vinegar for energy cleansing, a subtle error that could be sabotaging all your efforts without you even realizing it. What you'll learn today isn't just modern knowledge. It comes directly from ancient manuscripts attributed to Saint Cyprian, the saint who knew the secrets to protecting oneself from evil and attracting abundance. This knowledge has been carefully guarded, and today I'll reveal it to you in a simple and straightforward way. If you feel this message reached you at the perfect moment, write in the comments, "I open the doors to abundance and protection." When you verbalize what you want to receive, you're sending a clear signal to the universe. Hit like if this topic resonates with you. Subscribe if you haven't joined this community yet, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any content that could transform your reality. Share this video with someone you know who needs an urgent change in their life. They might not believe in these things, but when they see the results, they'll thank you. Now that you've made your declaration, pay close attention to what's coming next. Because understanding how vinegar really works, beyond what you see, could revolutionize how you care for your space, your energy, and your financial future. And it's precisely in that deep understanding where everything begins. Saint Cyprian, in his infinite wisdom, left us this knowledge to protect us in tough times. Times like the ones we're living in now, where envy and bad energies seem to lurk around every corner. Are you ready to discover how a simple kitchen ingredient can become your invisible shield and magnet for prosperity? Because what you're about to learn might be exactly what you've been searching for all along. Most people think vinegar is just for cleaning windows or disinfecting surfaces, but there's something much deeper behind this transparent liquid that our grandparents already knew and used in ways we've now forgotten. According to the ancient manuscripts of Saint Cyprian, vinegar is not just a simple cleaning product. It's an energetic transformer that has been used for centuries in spiritual practices around the world. From Eastern traditions to ancient European rituals, vinegar has always been recognized as an element of deep purification. Why? Because its acidic nature doesn't just cut through grease or physical dirt. It cuts through something much more subtle, yet equally real: the emotional density that clings to your home. Saint Cyprian described it as the solvent of invisible shadows, those energies we can't see, but that affect every aspect of our lives. Think of it this way. Every time someone enters your home with envy, hidden intentions, or simply in a bad mood, they leave an invisible mark. Every argument, every negative thought, every worry you've had in your living room, in your kitchen, in your bedroom, all of that accumulates like layers of dust you can't see, but you can feel. You wake up tired even though you've slept. You feel heavy in your own home. Things don't flow. Money doesn't come. Opportunities seem to close on their own. Does this sound familiar? In the texts attributed to Saint Cyprian, it's explained that your home is like a sponge that absorbs everything that happens within it. Over time, that sponge becomes saturated, heavy, and needs to be wrung out, released. Vinegar does exactly that. It squeezes out old energy, lets it go, and in the empty space that remains, abundance can finally begin to flow in. But there's more you need to know. Vinegar also acts as a shield. Saint Cyprian taught that when you consciously apply it to certain points in your home, you create a kind of invisible barrier that repels bad intentions. It's as if you're telling external energy, "This far, no further." Many people have noticed something incredible after performing these cleansings. Suddenly, certain individuals who always brought them problems simply drift away, without conflict or drama, just gone, because the energy is no longer compatible. I remember a woman named Patricia. She had a sister-in-law who used to visit her, and after each visit, Patricia would end up arguing with her husband, feeling bad about herself and suffering from terrible headaches. One day, she decided to clean her house with vinegar following a ritual from St. Cyprian that a friend had taught her. She didn't tell anyone, she just did it. The following week, her sister-in-law canceled her visit, and then another, and after a month, she simply stopped showing up. Patricia didn't have to confront her, the energy did it for her. This isn't coincidence, it's energetic physics, just as St. Cyprian explained in his writings. When you change the vibration of a space, everything that doesn't belong to that new frequency simply drifts away. It's that simple and that powerful. But beware, it's not just about using vinegar randomly all over the place. According to St. Cyprian's tradition, there are 3 specific places in your home where its power multiplies by 10. 3 strategic points that act as energy command centers, and if you activate them correctly with vinegar, you can literally reprogram the fate of your home and all who live in it. Now, let's reveal what those 3 secret places are, and I assure you that at least one of them will surprise you because almost no one considers it. There's a spot in your house that most people clean only for aesthetic reasons, not realizing it's the most powerful point in your entire home according to the manuscripts of St. Cyprian. I'm talking about the front door, the space you cross every day without thinking, but energetically, it acts as the filter for your entire life. St. Cyprian explained it like this: the entrance to your dwelling is like the portal between 2 worlds. Everything you desire and everything you fear must pass through there first. And he was absolutely right. Think of your door as the mouth of your home. Everything that enters passes through there: people, words, intentions, energies. And just as your mouth can fill with sweet or bitter flavors, your door can be receiving blessings or curses without you even realizing it. When someone knocks on your door with envy, that vibration sticks to the frame. When you receive a toxic visitor, their imprint remains on the doorknob. When you pass through that door worried, stressed, or fearful, you also leave your mark. And here's what no one tells you, but what St. Cyprian knew centuries ago. An energetically dirty door could be blocking all the good that's trying to reach you. Opportunities slip away. Money doesn't come in. Relationships don't prosper. Not because they don't exist, but because the door is vibrationally closed, blocked, obstructed. And no matter how hard you work, how much effort you put in, nothing flows as it should. It's like trying to breathe through a clogged straw. The air is there, but it can't get in. Vinegar at the entrance acts as a master key, according to the Cyprian tradition. Its power cuts through all that has accumulated, dissolves what no longer serves, and marks a clear boundary between what you allow to enter and what you reject. It's as if you put up an invisible sign that says, "Only what lifts me up may enter, everything else stays out." To perform this cleansing, according to the ancient manuscripts of St. Cyprian, you need half a liter of warm water, 5 tablespoons of white vinegar, 3 bay leaves, symbols of victory and protection, a pinch of coarse salt to absorb negativity. Mix everything with intention. Don't rush it or treat it as just another chore. St. Cyprian taught that the ritual begins with preparation. As you mix, envision that you're creating a potion of protection and openness, just like the ancient sages did. Take a white cloth, preferably new or cleared of energy, dampen it in the mixture, and start cleaning the entire frame of your door. The whole frame inside and out if you can manage it. The doorknob, the lock, the welcome mat, even the floor right at the threshold. Do it with movements going from the inside out, as if you're energetically sweeping away everything you don't want. And as you do this, mentally or quietly, repeat these words that Saint Cyprian recommended. Everything that doesn't belong to me leaves now. Only abundance has permission to enter. You don't need to shout, you don't need complicated ceremonies, you just need clear intention and conscious movement, just as it has been done for centuries. Let me tell you what happened to a man named Ricardo. He was a taxi driver and had been struggling with very few customers for almost a year. Bills were piling up, arguments at home increased, and he felt like everything was against him. One day, almost out of hope, he decided to clean the entrance of his house with vinegar after hearing about this tradition from Saint Cyprian. He did it one Sunday afternoon without expecting anything. He just did it. On Monday, he received a call from an old client who hired him for a fixed weekly service. On Tuesday, another client referred him to 3 more people. By that Friday, he had more work than he could handle. Today, 2 years later, he has his own little fleet of taxis and always cleans the entrance of his home and business with vinegar at the beginning of each month, honoring the Cyprian tradition that transformed his life. This isn't movie magic, it's energy in motion, just as Saint Cyprian taught. When you unlock the entry point of your home, you're literally unlocking the entry point of your prosperity. Everything that needs to reach you has to pass through that door. And if that door is clean, clear, and open, things start flowing with an ease that didn't exist before. But wait, the entrance isn't the only powerful place. There's a second space that Saint Cyprian considered essential and that almost no one thinks about, which could be draining your energy and money without you knowing it. Now let's talk about a space that, according to Saint Cyprian's writings, is the energetic heart of your life, your bedroom. This isn't just where you sleep. It's where you dream, where you think in silence, where you process your fears, your desires, your deepest secrets. Saint Cyprian called it the temple of rest and renewal, and he regarded it as sacred because it's where we spend 1/3 of our lives. And everything, absolutely everything, leaves an invisible mark on the walls, on the bed, in the very air of that room. From a Cyprian energy perspective, your bedroom is like a mirror of your inner world. If it's cluttered, your mind is probably cluttered too. If it's heavy, you feel heavy as well. If it contains objects from the past that no longer serve you, it's likely that your life is also stuck in old cycles. Most importantly, if you don't regularly cleanse your bedroom energetically, you could literally be sleeping surrounded by your own worries, emotional blockages, and doubts. And that, night after night, wears you down. Many people wonder, why don't they feel rested even after sleeping 8 hours? Why do they wake up tired? Why do they have recurring nightmares or insomnia without a medical cause? Saint Cyprian would say that often the answer lies in the energy of the bedroom. That space needs deep cleansing, not just from dust, but from trapped emotions. Vinegar here works in a very subtle yet extremely powerful way, according to Cyprian teachings. You don't need large amounts or strong odors. In fact, in the bedroom, less is more. What you need is ½ liter of warm water, 3 tablespoons of white vinegar. If you wish, you can add a few drops of lavender essential oil for peace or a bit of rose water for love, 2 elements that Saint Cyprian mentioned as ideal complements for the bedroom. Carefully clean the edges of the mattress, the legs of the bed, the nightstands, the drawer handles, the window frames, and especially the corners you never touch. Saint Cyprian said those places where dust accumulates also hold stagnant energy. If you have mirrors in your room, clean them with special attention. In Cyprian tradition, mirrors are energy amplifiers. If they're dirty or charged, they can be doubling the negativity without you knowing it. And if you have old photographs, inherited paintings, or any objects that belonged to other people, wipe them with the vinegar cloth over or around them. It's not that those objects are bad, but according to Saint Cyprian, they can carry stories, emotions, and energies from other times that no longer need to be in your present. As you clean, visualize that you're liberating your most intimate space, creating a clean, neutral, sacred refuge, a place where only peace, love, and true rest reside, just as Cyprian tradition teaches. And if you share your bed with someone, this also benefits your partner. Because when the space where you sleep is energetically clean, arguments decrease, intimacy improves, and communication flows, creating what Saint Cyprian called the bed of harmony. I knew of a woman named Daniela who hadn't slept well for months. She would wake up at 3 a.m. almost every day with anxiety. Her relationship was tense, full of uncomfortable silences. She even began to have problems at work because she arrived exhausted. She tried everything: meditations, natural pills, changing her mattress. Nothing worked, until a friend suggested she cleansed her bedroom with vinegar, following this ancient Cyprian tradition. Daniela did it on a Saturday morning at a calm pace, cleaning every corner, every piece of furniture, every surface. She even cleaned the frame of a wedding photo that had been on her nightstand for years. That same night, she slept through the night for the first time in months, and in the following weeks, not only did her sleep improve, but her relationship also began to heal. They regained conversations, laughter, and at her job, she was offered a promotion she had been waiting for over a year. When I asked her what had changed, she said something I'll never forget. It felt like I had removed everything that was preventing me from being myself from my room. That's precisely what vinegar does in the bedroom according to Saint Cyprian tradition. It returns you to yourself. It cleanses the layers of exhaustion, frustration, and fear. And when you sleep in an energetically clean space, your body truly regenerates, your mind genuinely rests, and from that place of inner peace, external abundance starts to manifest. But there's still a third place that Saint Cyprian considered crucial, a space that almost no one energetically cleans and that might be responsible for money slipping away without you knowing where it's going. This third place will surprise you because it's one of the most overlooked when we talk about energy and prosperity. Yet in Saint Cyprian's writings, it's given fundamental importance. I'm talking about the bathroom. Yes, that space you use every day, but that almost no one considers relevant beyond basic hygiene. Saint Cyprian described it as the chamber of purification, and he regarded it as a crucial energy point in any home. The bathroom is the drainage center of your house. It's where you release what you no longer need, where you free yourself of the physical, the emotional, the energetic. But here's the problem according to Cyprian teachings. If that drainage is blocked, dirty, or charged, instead of releasing, it starts to retain. And that energetic retention translates into real blockages in your life: financial blockages, emotional blockages, health blockages. Think of it this way. Water symbolizes flow, movement, abundance. It's no coincidence that in the ancient traditions Saint Cyprian followed, wealth was often represented by rivers, fountains, or waterfalls. And the bathroom is where water constantly enters and exits your home. If that flow is clear, energy circulates well. But if it's stagnant, blocked, or neglected, energy also becomes stagnant. And when energy stagnates, money stops moving as well. Many people have chronic financial issues and never take a moment to check the energetic state of their bathroom. They have clogged pipes, dripping faucets, corners full of dampness, or simply a dark, heavy bathroom that no one wants to use. And unknowingly, they're living with an energetic hole that drains their prosperity, just as Saint Cyprian warned. Vinegar in the bathroom works as a deep unblocker according to Cyprian tradition. It doesn't just clean surfaces, it cleans the memory of the space. All those moments of stress, hurry, and frustration you've experienced there get trapped in the walls, in the tiles, in the corners, and vinegar dissolves them. For this cleansing, according to the manuscripts of Saint Cyprian, you need a cup of white vinegar, half a liter of hot water, a splash of natural lemon juice to cut negative ties, A tablespoon of sea salt to absorb and neutralize. Mix everything and use this preparation to clean every corner of your bathroom. The faucets, the toilet, the sink, the shower, the floor corners, the tiles, the handles, everything. Especially those places you never clean because, according to St. Cyprian, that's where the heaviest energy accumulates the most. As you clean, visualize that you're releasing years of blockages, that you're opening the channel for abundance to flow unobstructed, allowing everything old, stagnant, and no longer useful to go down the drain and never return. St. Cyprian taught that this visualization is as important as the physical cleaning itself. Let me share with you the story of a man named Alberto. He had a small repair business that barely kept him afloat. He'd been in the same situation for years, unable to grow or save. One day, someone mentioned the energetic importance of the bathroom according to Cyprian manuscripts, and he, though skeptical, decided to do a deep cleaning with vinegar. He cleaned his bathroom from top to bottom with the full intention of unlocking his economy, just as the tradition indicated. The following week, a client who owed him money for months showed up to pay him in full. Then he received 3 big jobs in the same week, and by the following month, an acquaintance offered to partner with him on a project that doubled his income. Today, Alberto cleans his bathroom with vinegar every 2 weeks and says it's his most effective prosperity ritual, honoring St. Cyprian's teachings. The bathroom isn't just a functional space, it's a symbolic space according to this ancient tradition. It represents your ability to release, to cleanse, to renew yourself. And when that space is energetically clean, your entire life begins to renew as well. Money flows better, opportunities arise, and things that were stuck start moving. Plus, there's something else you should know. In the Cyprian manuscripts, the bathroom is also related to your health. When you clean this space with vinegar, you're not only unlocking prosperity, but you're also protecting your physical and emotional well-being. Many chronic illnesses, unexplained pains, or constant discomfort improve when the bathroom is regularly cleansed energetically. Now you know the 3 secret places that St. Cyprian considered essential: the main entrance, the bedroom, and the bathroom. 3 power points in your home that, when consciously cleansed with vinegar, following these ancient teachings, can completely transform your reality. But before you rush off to do this, there's something very important I need to warn you about. A common mistake that can ruin the entire process and make things worse instead of better. Now that you know where to apply vinegar according to St. Cyprian's teachings, I need you to pay close attention to this part because this is where most people make mistakes that can sabotage the entire process. And the worst part is that they do it unknowingly, thinking they're doing everything right. First, according to the Cyprian manuscripts, never use vinegar that is old, cloudy, has sediment, or that's been sitting around for days. Vinegar is an energetic absorber. This means that just as it cleans, it also absorbs what it cleans. If you use vinegar that's been mixed for days, you're using a liquid that's already charged with the negative energy it absorbed before. It's like trying to dry the floor with a wet towel. It doesn't work. On the contrary, you spread more dirt. St. Cyprian was very clear on this. Always prepare your mixture fresh right before using it. And if you have leftovers, don't save them, throw them away. Thank it for its work and let it go. The vinegar fulfilled its function and now needs to leave along with everything it absorbed. Second common mistake according to Cyprian tradition, doing it with the wrong energy. Look, vinegar is powerful, but it doesn't perform miracles on its own. You are the activator. Your intention is what gives direction to that energy. If you clean with vinegar while angry, anxious, desperate, or fearful, you'll imbue your space with those same emotions. The vinegar will cleanse the old energy, but at the same time, you'll be sowing new negative energy. That's why, before starting any energy cleansing with vinegar, St. Cyprian advised taking a few minutes to center yourself. Take 3 deep breaths. Close your eyes. Imagine a white light surrounding you and calming you. Connect with the clear intention of attracting peace, stability, abundance, and protection. Visualize your home as clean, bright, and filled with good energy, and from that internal state, begin to clean. Remember, vinegar opens the channel, but you decide what will pass through that channel. If you're calm and have positive intention, you'll attract positive things. If you're chaotic, you'll attract more chaos. It's that simple. The third mistake, according to St. Cyprian, cleaning without closure. Many people clean with vinegar and then leave everything open energetically. It's like opening all the windows in your house during a storm. Yes, fresh air comes in, but so does everything else. After cleaning with vinegar, you should always close the process. How? St. Cyprian recommended ventilating the space well, lighting a white candle or a protective incense like rosemary, rue, or sandalwood, and thanking out loud for the cleansing performed. This closure is fundamental in Cyprian tradition because it seals the new energy of the space and tells the universe, the work is done, now protect this place. It's like locking your house after cleaning it. It wouldn't make sense to clean everything and then leave the door open for anyone to enter, right? These mistakes may seem small, but according to St. Cyprian's manuscripts, they make the difference between a cleansing that transforms your life and one that simply leaves you with a smell of vinegar in the house. Now that you know these key points, you're ready to learn a very powerful complementary ritual you can do in your home to amplify everything you've learned so far. But before I reveal it, write in the comments, "Vinegar protects me and opens paths according to the tradition of St. Cyprian." This affirmation reinforces your commitment to yourself and your transformation. And if this content is helping you, give it a like and share it with someone who needs it, because knowledge shared multiplies. Now, let's move on to the complementary ritual that will seal this entire process. This is a simple yet extremely effective ritual that, according to the manuscripts of St. Cyprian, you can do as a complement to the cleansings you've already learned. It's perfect for absorbing dense energy from a specific space and creating an invisible field of protection in your home. St. Cyprian called it the silent sentinel, and he especially recommended it during times of significant change when you feel there's a lot of tension in your house or when you sense that there are close people who don't wish you well. You only need 3 things: a transparent glass, never plastic according to the tradition, white vinegar, 3 tablespoons of coarse or sea salt. That's it. You don't need candles, incense, or special moons. Just these 3 elements and your clear intention, just as St. Cyprian taught. Fill the glass halfway with vinegar. As you do this, visualize that this vinegar will absorb all the negative energy in your home, all the envy, everything that's blocking you. St. Cyprian said that intention during preparation is as important as the ritual itself. Then, add the 3 tablespoons of salt one by one, slowly. Watch how they fall to the bottom, how they dissolve, how they mix with the vinegar. As you do this, mentally ask that each grain of salt dissolve a blockage, a worry, an obstacle in your life, as the Cyprian tradition indicated. Now choose a strategic spot in your home according to St. Cyprian's teachings. It could be the living room if that's where you spend the most time, the kitchen if you feel there's a lot of tension there, your workspace if you work from home, or even the center of the hallway if you sense the whole house is loaded. Place the glass there and leave it for exactly 24 hours. Don't cover it, don't hide it, don't move it. According to the Cyprian manuscripts, during those 24 hours, the vinegar will begin to absorb the heavy energy from the environment, and you'll be able to see it. If you notice the salt rising to the surface, bubbles forming, the liquid becoming cloudy or changing color, that's a sign that it's working. It's capturing all that invisible density that was in your space, just as St. Cyprian described. After 24 hours, carefully take the glass. Thank it for the work done and dispose of the contents down the drain or in an open place far from your home. Never in plants, never in the soil of your garden. Saint Cyprian was very clear on this. It has to leave far away. Then wash the glass very well with water and soap. And if you feel the need to repeat the ritual, you can do it once a week for 3 consecutive weeks to enhance its effect, which in Cyprian tradition is known as the complete purification cycle. This ritual is like placing an energetic sponge in your home according to Saint Cyprian's teachings. It absorbs everything you don't need and removes it from your space. It's like a magnet for the negative, but a magnet you then dispose of. Many people report immediate changes after doing it, following this ancient tradition. They sleep better, feel lighter, arguments at home decrease, and things start to flow. Saint Cyprian recommended this ritual especially after difficult visits, after intense discussions, after receiving bad news, or simply when you feel that heaviness in the atmosphere that doesn't go away. It's also ideal for fresh starts. If you've just moved, if you're starting an important project, if you want to turn your life around, the vinegar and salt glass ritual creates a clean space for the new to grow. A teacher I knew used this ritual in her classroom after exams or tough days. She said that the next day the children arrived calmer, more receptive, as if the atmosphere had been renewed. And she didn't even tell them she had placed the glass. The energy simply changed. But the ritual alone isn't enough according to Cyprian wisdom if you don't accompany it with certain habits and tips that will multiply its effects. And that's what we're going to cover now in the final section. Now that you know the secret places, the warnings, and the complementary ritual according to Saint Cyprian's teachings, I want to share some practical tips that will make all of this work even better. They're small but powerful details that make a big difference. First, choose the right moment to clean. According to the Cyprian manuscripts, the best days are those when you feel emotionally charged, confused, or blocked. After a strong argument, after receiving bad news, after an uncomfortable visit. Those are the perfect moments to clean with vinegar because the energy is stirred up and needs to be organized. You can also do it on a new moon if you're looking for fresh starts, or during a waxing moon if you want to attract abundance, just as Saint Cyprian recommended. Avoid the waning moon if your intention is to attract, because that's a cycle of closure and release. Second tip from Cyprian tradition, always ventilate after cleaning. Open windows and doors for at least 10 minutes after using vinegar. This allows the dense energy that was removed to completely exit your home and not linger around. Fresh air is renewal, movement, and movement is life. Third tip, according to Saint Cyprian, accompany the cleaning with a light element. This could be a white candle or a protective incense like rosemary, rue, sandalwood, or palo santo. After cleaning with vinegar, light your candle or incense and walk through the same places you cleaned. This elevates the vibration of the space and seals the new energy. It's like putting the final punctuation on a sentence. Fourth tip from Cyprian wisdom, don't forget your personal items. Your wallet, your keys, your jewelry, your phone, your computer if you work with it, all these items carry energy. Gently wipe them with a cloth slightly dampened with diluted vinegar. Don't soak them, just wipe them down. And as you do this, visualize how they're being cleansed of all scarcity energy, all negative vibration, and recharged with energy of abundance and opportunities, just as Saint Cyprian taught. Fifth tip, according to the manuscripts, take care of your own energy while you clean. Don't rush it and don't treat it like another boring task. Do it consciously. Preserve the original language if it helps. Repeat positive affirmations in your mind, or just take deep breaths and stay present. Remember that, according to Saint Cyprian, you're not just cleaning your house, you're cleaning your energy field. You and your space are one. Sixth tip from Cyprian tradition, be consistent. An energetic cleaning isn't a one-time event, it's a habit. Just as you bathe every day to cleanse your body, your home also needs regular energetic cleaning. You can do it once a month, every 2 weeks, or whenever you feel the energy is heavy. Find your own rhythm, but do it regularly. And finally, Saint Cyprian always emphasized, always close with gratitude. When you finish cleaning, take a moment to give thanks. You can say it out loud or silently. Thank you for this cleansing. Thank you for this renewal. Thank you for all the good that is already on its way. Gratitude is the most powerful magnet for abundance according to this ancient tradition. When you express gratitude, you tell the universe you're ready to receive more. If you follow these tips, the effect of vinegar will be much deeper and more lasting, just as Saint Cyprian promised. It's not about doing magic once and forgetting about it. It's about creating a conscious lifestyle where you take care of your energy and that of your home just as you care for your health, because at the end of the day, everything is connected. And here we are at the end of this journey through the wisdom of Saint Cyprian. If you've made it this far, it's because something in you is ready to take the next step. You're no longer the same person who started watching this video. Now you have tools, knowledge, and power. And most importantly, you have the responsibility to use it. Let's briefly recap what you've learned. The 3 secret places where vinegar acts as an energetic transformer according to Cyprian teachings: the main entrance, the bedroom, and the bathroom. Each with its specific function, each with its unique power. You also learned the mistakes to avoid: using old vinegar, cleaning with the wrong vinergy, and not closing the process. You discovered the vinegar and salt glass ritual, that silent sentinel that absorbs negativity. And finally, you received practical tips to enhance the entire process. Saint Cyprian taught that vinegar isn't magical on its own. You are the magic. You are the one who activates, transforms, and decides. Vinegar is just the channel, the vehicle, but intention, consistency, and faith come from you. And when you combine all these elements, when you clean your space with awareness and heart, following these ancient teachings, everything begins to change. Not overnight, but in a deep and real way. So I invite you to put into practice what you've learned today. Start where you feel it's most needed, following your intuition, just as Saint Cyprian recommended. Clean the entrance if you feel nothing is coming into your life. Clean the bathroom if you feel everything is slipping away. Clean your bedroom if you're not resting or if your relationships are tense. And observe. Pay attention to the changes, because they will come. And when you start to notice those changes, come back here and leave me a comment. Write, "Vinegar opened my paths according to the teachings of Saint Cyprian, and now abundance flows in my life." I want to know your story. I want to know how it went for you, because your testimony can inspire someone else who is where you were before watching this video. Don't forget to like this content if it served you. Share it with that person you know is going through a tough time, feeling stuck, needing a change. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Activate the notification bell so you don't miss the upcoming rituals, teachings, and secrets that will help you continue growing, healing, and thriving. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting this ancestral knowledge. Thank you for opening your heart and energy to transformation. I'll see you very soon in the next video, in the next step towards your best life. Take care, and may the abundance, according to the blessings of Saint Cyprian, always accompany you. Until next time.